So a popular idea has been going around for some time now. I've heard it in church, I've read it in books, I've heard it with motivational speakers, relationship coaches, and they say that men need sex. Men need sex. Men simply cannot live without sex. The itch is so big that they can't function unless they have this itch satiated, satisfied with sex. And I just want to tell you here and now that that's not true. That is simply not true. Okay? We do not need sex. Okay? I think sometimes as humans, what happens is that when you're exposed to something, you then feel that you need it, that you can't live with it because of the pleasure that it's derived from. Now, I'm not comparing women to cars, but I'll just use a car as an example. Before cars were invented, we didn't have the need for cars. We didn't feel that we really needed cars, right? But since they were invented, we then formed a sort of dependability on cars. We desired them more and more, and we became more dependable on them. You understand? So it's the same thing with sex. It's not that we need it, but sometimes when you're exposed to it and you then feel that you continuously need it to be satiated. To the Christians who say sex, men need sex, I just want to bring to your attention people like Adam. You know, Adam, for example, yes, he was then given a wife later, but his life was going according to plan before he had a woman in his life. Same thing with Apostle Paul, Prophet Jeremiah, and you might say that, TJ, these are the exceptions and not the rule, but it's proof that men actually do not really need sex. Another example I'll give to you is Pastor Devon Franklin, who is Megan Good's husband. Megan Good, the actress, the Hollywood actress, and you know, he had been having sex, but before he married Megan Good, he had been celibate for 10 years. So that's a whole decade. Someone who had been exposed to sex before, but they totally gave it up for 10 years until they finally got married and did it in the proper fashion. So do men need sex? No. Okay, what do we need? So why such high sexual tension or desires that we express as men? It's simple, really. Your sexual desire, this is something I learned from Mike Murdoch a couple of years ago. Your sexual desire, right, is simply you looking for an outlet to release creative energy. So your sexual desire is actually creative energy. It's actually creative energy, but most men settle for the lesser truth, which is just ejaculation. They just think, oh, I've got all this tension building up. I have all this energy circulating in my body. Let me release it by ejaculating through masturbation, hiring a prostitute, or, you know, just having casual sex or even regular sex with their girlfriend. But it's not really what it's a way of releasing the tension, right? But it's not the best way. It's a lesser truth. It's a lesser good. It's productive energy that can be used to channel your focus into certain things, but then you end up just misusing it and abusing it and let it go for a couple of minutes of pleasure rather than channeling all that energy, all that power into something more productive. So men do not need the physical act of sex, because I know men who are married to their careers, you know, and they have no sexual desire to have sex with women, right? Um, so it's not sex with women that we can't live without. You know, what we actually need to do is to learn to channel our energy, our strength, our you know, all that tension that we can, that generates in our stomach regions, that generates in our loins, and we need to channel it to our minds and to our hands so that we do something productive with it. Let me tell you the truth, sex lasts an hour, maybe 30 minutes, 15 minutes, it depends, right? Sex can last a really short period, but what you can do with all that energy that you've accumulated, maybe go for a business instead of looking for ways to minimize that tension or the energy that's circulating in your body. Why don't you let it build up until you come up with a business plan, or pursue your job with more focus or something, So we don't need sex. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but we really don't need sex. What we need is an outlet, a productive outlet for all the tension that's brewing in our loins. But sadly, most men settle for the smaller thing, which is ejaculation. And it's not even intimacy, it's not even trying to have a great relationship. They just settle for ejaculation, and they believe that they can't live without it. But for the Christians, I've proven that there are men who can live without it. For the non-Christians, you see monks, and you see people who've actually never been married, never had sex, and they get along fine without it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope this teaches men that you don't need sex. No matter what society teaches you, what you need is to be productive. So you channel your energy into something productive. Take care. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, and share. God bless.